What's up, goobers, and welcome to my channel. So, I've been gone for a while. Oopsies! I've been pretty busy lately with school and stuff, but another one of the reasons that it took so long for me to upload is because I've made a few new changes to the channel. If you haven't noticed already, I have a lovely little room behind me, a brand new look to my little persona, and I also have a new friend on the channel that I'd like to introduce you all to. Goober! Can you say hi to everybody? Well, this is Goober. As you can see, he doesn't really like new people, but don't worry, I'm sure that he'll warm up to you with a little bit of time. Anyway, enough pleasantries, let's actually talk about the subject of this video. If I'm being completely honest, I don't know how popular Bloody Roar was when it was released. So, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, Bloody Roar was a late 90s, early 2000s Mortal Kombat-esque fighting game series, where the main mechanic was that the fighters that you could play as could also transform into beasts. There are a total of 5 games that have been released in the series, but I grew up playing Bloody Roar Primal Fury, which is the 4th and best entry into the series. And I was so obsessed with this game as a kid. I have so many fond memories of playing this game with my family, and I remember actually liking the fighting mechanics of the game itself, which I should. It's literally a fighting game. As a kid, I was a lot more engaged with the characters that I could play as. Because the thing is, with Bloody Roar, they have such good character design, and they have a lot of different styles of characters. So there's basically a character for every type of player. As I grew up, this game faded into the back of my mind, and I really haven't given it much thought until about a month ago. I don't even remember how the game came back into my radar, but I think it was just like a little random thought, like, oh my god, I remember that game from when I was a kid. I wonder what the series is up to now. And guys, I went down a very, very long, deep rabbit hole, and I made a realization about myself along the way. And that would be, I blame this game for my obsession with human-animal hybrids that I've had throughout, like, my entire life. Because some of the designs are just so cool. I don't even know if it's just the nostalgia within me that's talking here, but the character designers for this game were on some other shit for all these designs. Like, okay, let's just look at one of the characters from the roster. Just a random character. We're gonna take Sheena, because she was one of my favorites to play as a kid. This human design is objectively cool, and I will not accept any arguments on that. I mean, look at her. She's an absolute baddie, and then when she transforms, it just elevates the whole design and makes it the maximum level of cool. Especially to a young child who desperately wanted to shapeshift into animals and became so desperate that she wrote a letter to Santa Claus one year pleading that he give her the ability to turn into animals. All of this to say, when looking back at these designs that I loved so much as a kid, I honestly feel like the whole roster has a really solid character design. And Bloody Roar has a character to appeal to everyone who plays the game, like I said before. It's just so good. But the reason I wanted to make this video in the first place is because of one particular character in the roster. So we already saw Sheena, but what I'm going to do for you guys is put a few other characters up on the screen, and you guys tell me if anything stands out to you. This is Long. His beast form is a tiger. This is Yugo. His beast form is a wolf. And this is Jenny. Her beast form is a bat. Now, do any of these designs stand out to you guys? I'll give you a minute. Here, let's just look at the animal forms. Do you see it? Yeah, in a game of humans that transform into very animalistic forms, Jenny is over here trying to audition for the slutty version of Grisabella in Cats the Musical. To be fair, She isn't the only character in this game that has this half-human, half-beast form, but the other character has specific lore reasons for being that way, and the other character in question is not nearly as sexualized as Jenny is. And the thing is, it's so sad, because I remember really liking Jenny's design as a kid and not even questioning the fact that she looked so sexualized in contrast to the rest of the roster. So today we are going to be redesigning Jenny, so she is not just there for the fan service aspect of this game. So I'm just going to start by saying that I don't really have an issue with Jenny's human design. It fits her personality really well, and this is because Jenny is the femme fatale of the Bloody Roar series. Like, her occupation is literally a model by day and a spy by night. So I feel like this costuming of her design is, like, doesn't really need to be fiddled with. It's fine. Something that I do appreciate about all of the designs of Bloody Roar is the shape language that is used in every single character's design. And even though I take issue with Jenny's design, her shape language is admittedly very cool. Just through her clothing, you can see how her animal form is a bat. And this can primarily be seen in like her little shoulder thingies. I don't know what you call them. Shoulder flaps. But it resembles like the silhouette of wings, and I really wanted to keep that aspect of her design. And I also really appreciate her overall symmetry and like the sharpness that her design has as well. So I'm not going to be changing any of these aspects in my redesign. One of the things I did want to change was her body shape, and this is just an issue with the broader series that I have. I feel like a lot of the characters don't have variable body shapes. Like, and don't get me wrong, like they do have different body shapes. Like there's what's his face? The elephant guy. He has like a sumo wrestler type build. So he's like a bit buffer, a bit broader. There's also the mole. He has like a very slim figure, very agile. But I think my issue with the different body shapes more comes into the female designs. Like literally, I can't think of any of the other human female designs that have that variability. They're all very cookie cutter, like sexy hourglass figure, and we need to change that. I feel like a lot of women in media have the same curvy body shape while the males have the difference in their body shape, and that's just not fair. I think it's stupid, and we need to bring up the different body shapes that women can have. So all of this to say, in my redesign for Jenny, I want to make her a little bit taller and less curvy. Especially because her beast form is a bat, and bats don't really have curves. If anything, they're really jacked, and they have super broad shoulders, and they're really muscly. So I don't want her to be this like curvy seductress type thing. I'm making her ripped. Well, okay, not ripped, but you get the idea. Actually, when I showed Jenny's redesign to my sibling, they said that she kind of looked trans, and I think that's because of the shoulders and how broad I did make them. But honestly, I love that interpretation. So now it's canon. My version of Jenny is trans, which is great because from my knowledge, I don't think any of the other characters in Bloody Roar are canonically gay. So my Jenny is gay now. I gave her these super long gloves because I feel like it would just help her with her spy activities while still staying fashionable. And I also gave her thigh-high boots because, I don't know guys, there's not much to say on that. I just have a soft spot for thigh-high boots. They're really cool. And I don't know, they fit her vibe, so it works. I also gave her more pointed bangs to resemble like that traditional vampire stereotype of like the widow's peak. And I also made it so she dyes her hair platinum blonde to cover up her natural dirty blonde color. And that will come into play more in her beast form. But to tie it all together, I gave her a cute little beauty mark on her cheek, and that's all I really have for her. This was a very easy redesign because I really didn't have to change much. The real work begins in her beast form. So you guys already saw the picture of Jenny's beast form. I don't know if I really need to say much more on what's wrong with it, but I will anyway because it really makes me angry. In the developer's credit, I think that they were going for more of a vampire vibe with Jenny's beast form because she is a femme fatale character, so it plays into that really well. So having her beast form resemble more of a vampire-y figure could have been the intent, and honestly, I feel like that could have worked, but they made her so sexualized, and it's so sad. It's so saddening. And I feel like I'm such a downer about this whole thing about like, oh, she shouldn't be so curvy. Oh, where's her clothes? Blah, 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 blah. And I don't want to sound like a hater because I love me a half-naked woman as much as the next guy, guys. Like, I really do. But my thing is, she just doesn't fit in with the rest of the characters that they have established in this game series. So it just feels very fan servicey and gross to me. So in my redesign, I modeled Jenny's beast form after the white-winged vampire bat because it is a vampire bat. It kind of lends itself into like the vampire vibe they had going. But it also has this blondish fur, which matches Jenny's color palette and her new dirty blonde hair that I gave her. The main thing that I wanted to change in my design was for Jenny's beast form to look more beast-like. So I entirely scrapped everything from her original beast form and I started basically from scratch. Like I said previously, bats are jacked, so I wanted to give her shoulders this very broad and muscly appearance in addition to making her neck more bulky to resemble like real bats. I will admit that I did take one part of the original beast design because admittedly it was well done. And that was her hands that transformed into the bat wings because, I don't know, there's something about taking the human hand and like extending it out with like these really weird and long fingers. It's just very successful, and it also gives a lot of like animalistic type energy to the design. In a lot of the other beast designs in the series, they have this ripped clothing from their human designs. So if we look back to Sheena, she had this half jacket type thing on her upper body, and when she transforms into her leopard, those sleeves are gone because her leopard is just like super muscly. This is something I really wanted to translate into Jenny's design as well because it just really shows how powerful the character's beast forms are. So I incorporated that into Jenny's design with her dress being ripped down the middle, and her gloves and boots are completely destroyed in the transformation. But yeah, that's about all I have for her redesign. I made her more animalistic. I gave her her cute little beauty mark from her human design, and bada bing, bada boom, here's my redesign of Jenny's beast form. So, not to toot my own horn, but I really do think this design is exponentially better than her original one. I know I've said this before in the video, but I really don't like it when women's designs in the media are so obviously just there for fan service. So, I am really, really happy with giving her the makeover that I feel like she needed. And you guys don't have to agree with me. Maybe I'm just being a little too critical in my viewing of her original design. If you guys like Jenny's original design and didn't feel like she really needed that redesign, let me know. Because, like, genuinely, I want to hear you guys' opinions because, I don't know, man, I'm still on the boat where I feel like it wasn't necessary to make her beast form so humanoid. Originally, I wanted to include another character redesign in this video, but this was taking a little too long for my liking already, so I decided to only include Jenny in this one. I did so much research into the lore of this world, and it is so fascinating, which is also partially why this video took so long, because I spent like literal weeks looking into the lore of the series, and I wanted to info dump all of my findings so badly, but I held myself back because otherwise this video would like literally just be a video essay on the history of Bloody Roar, and I don't think that's what you guys come to my channel for. But like, okay, final thing. Did you guys know that there's a whole Bloody Roar manga series out there? Like, I need that in my life. I don't know where they're selling it. I don't know where I can get my grubby little hands on it, but I need it so bad. all of that being said, I had so much fun revisiting this franchise, so if y'all want more Bloody Roar content, I will gladly supply you with more. I think I'm already planning on doing another redesign for the character I originally wanted to redesign in this video, so keep your eyes out for that. But if you have any suggestions for other characters that you would like to see a redesign of, leave it in the comments. I'll take a look, see, and maybe you'll see that redesign in the future. Thank you so much for watching through my very self-indulgent hyperfixation video, and I hope to catch you in the next one.